So in the midst of the holiday season, Sledgehammer decided to give us our coal a little bit earlier this year and for a limited time by making 90% of all Modern Warfare 3 free to play for the public. So I figured that this was the perfect time to test out the multiplayer as well as the new Zombies DMZ reskin mode, and I also figured that I'd share my experience with you guys. Alright, I think it's clear to see that Call of Duty is just trying to appeal to the furry community now, So my experience with multiplayer was painfully limited, mainly due to the only active playlist being Rustment, so this only left me with 2 real maps to really flesh my experience out with. And I've heard a lot about skill-based matchmaking being through the roof as well. I mean, that's most like any other modern Call of Duty, and I can't really say that I've had too much skill-based matchmaking issues in my beginning few games, but conversely there were a lot of times where I felt like I was running against straight up bots instead of real players. But just like every good thing, that eventually came to an end because as my matchmaking deepened, I started to feel more and more as if I was getting into the initial Call of Duty populace. They brought back all the classic Modern Warfare 2 maps, but none of them really feel or play the same as they did way back when, and this is mostly because the game mechanics are 10 plus years more advanced than they were in 2009, and the way you unlock attachments is probably the worst that we've seen in the entire series. It's kind of just change for the sake of change, which is the worst type of change. I mean, the fast-paced movement is really nice and all, but I can't help this feeling of it simply feeling like this should have been how Modern Warfare 2 2022 should have been in the beginning. And although not all the classic maps play the same, not all are bad. Rust is probably my favorite map to play, other than Shipment. I mean, Shipment to me is just ass. But Terminal's pretty fun, Afghan's a good time. It's a pretty serviceable multiplayer, but it's just obvious that this was supposed to be an update for last year's game, and I'm tired of anyone thinking that this is a premium game, because it's not. You know, we got a deer. Even with that, I can tell that this is just a reskin. Alright, now this part's honestly gonna hurt to talk about. See, I've been a huge Zombies fan pretty much ever since my debut to the Call of Duty franchise, all the way back in Black Ops 1, so that was like 2010. We're talking over 10 years ago. And if I'm coming from that mindset all the way to here, all I can say is Modern Warfare Zombies is just straight up trash, dude. That's just my own opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you were a fan of DMZ and Modern Warfare 2 from last year, then I would definitely recommend this game mode to you, because it's basically just DMZ with a Zombies reskin. It's just the whole extraction-based game mode. It's just not gripping enough. It doesn't hold my attention, and I'm pretty sure I'm just like the rest of the Call of Duty Zombies community when I say that all I wanted was a round-based map, because honestly, the more and more that I kept playing Modern Warfare Zombies, or MWZ, whatever they want to call it, the more and more I just had those feelings of just wanting and craving a round-based Zombies map. And honestly, the longer that it went on, as a Zombies fan of over 10 years, it was honestly just depressing to see. About the only time I was having fun during my experience of Modern Warfare Zombies, like, it was literally only during the moments where I was shooting large swarms of zombies. Like, that was fun. The gunplay was fun. But any enthusiasm I had of shooting the undead was quickly sucked away as soon as I found out we were going to be shooting enemy AI that shoot back at you. What I really don't understand is, if it's a zombies mode, why is there enemies that can shoot back at you? Not even gimmicky zombies that can shoot at you. I'm talking full-blown, like, enemy soldier AI shooting at you. Like, to me, in a zombies mode, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, they honestly could have just replaced every mercenary pit that, you know, like those strongholds that are in the map. They could have replaced every one of the enemy AI strongholds with zombie strongholds, and that could have made it at least a little bit more fun and a little bit more replayable. Because honestly, dying to enemy AI that's shooting at you in a zombies mode is frustrating as fuck. It's really like the mode doesn't even know what it wants to be. Like, one moment it wants to be a zombies mode, and then the next it wants to just be another extraction DMZ mode. Like, it really doesn't have a solid path of where it wants to go. It just feels like a clusterfuck of just Warzone bullshit mixed with zombies. You know, when you really sit back to think about it at a bigger picture, if they would have added round base as opposed to DMZ reskin, it could have taken at least a big chunk of the criticism away from this game that it got at launch. But of course, just like Activision, just like Sledgehammer and the whole Call of Duty franchise, in 2023 they fucking fumbled it. So basically, like, in conclusion here, to sum it up briefly, I am probably not going to spend the extra $70 to play this game full time, and I'm actually pretty thankful that they put on a free weekend. That way I could really cement myself and say that I do not want to buy this game. Dude, like, maybe I'll buy it if it's like $20, but there's no way I'm paying $70 for this basic update. So Sledgehammer really didn't let us play the campaign for free along with the multiplayer and zombies, which is probably for the best because I've heard nothing but shit things about the campaign, it being 3 hours of hot garbage. And to be honest, if I would have been able to play the campaign along with multiplayer and zombies, along with this whole package, I probably would have been a little bit more cynical coming into this discussion. So it's probably best we leave this on a high note and say that while there is fun to be had in the multiplayer strictly and only, maybe in Warzone too if you're a big fan of BR and all that other stuff, this game really is not worth the $70, and I think it's an insult to the actual player base that they're gonna charge 70 whole dollars for a game that probably has like 20 bucks worth of actual effort put into it. The zombies is pretty much unredeemable. Like, it's definitely not replayable for my taste anyways. Now, of course, it's probably appealing to the people that like DMZ, and if you like that game mode and you like the DMZ aspects, by all by all power to you. Go and enjoy that game mode. It's just over in my household, in my neck of the woods, that's not how we play Call of Duty Zombies, dude. We want round-based. Like, if they would have added a round-based zombies map along with this little new experience, that would have been a different story. I don't feel like they, there would have been a whole lot of bitching. But like we said earlier, they just like to fumble the package every single time. So yeah, multiplayer isn't perfect either. Like, it's got its fair share of like just stupid issues. But yeah, that's basically where I want to leave today's video. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Comment below what you guys think of Modern Warfare 3. Did you guys take part in the free weekend? And if you did it really determine on if you were gonna get this game or not, pay $70 or not? Did you have fun? Please let me know if you did. Subscribe if you're new, because we're coming out with new stuff all the time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.